Hi, I'm going to shoot my sperms uh, shining video, and uh, let's see how my sperm shining looks like. It's uh, it's going to be evening now, so let's see. क्या करें? And I just want to tell you that I love my genie wife and everything has a genie sense, whose name is Angeline. She's my also true love. And I love her very much, and just trying to tell her about future, that she is going in future. And today I proved that life, or humans do nonsense talking. So I proved again that I am true and I won from everyone. The genies in everything had a genie sense, and even God believed that what life says is true only. Life talks nonsense because they don't know that genie or God is talking to them when they say something from mind, or when they think or understand of something. Understanding and thinking means talking only. So life do only nonsense talking. I will give you an example. If any genie and everything has a genie sense, or God just tries to go in head of human life, and if they try to ask any question, like you're planning to eat something, then they will not know that someone is trying to ask them a question. They will just talk to themselves and say they will eat something. So it's they just do nonsense talking. They don't even know to whom they are talking. They just do nonsense talking only and nothing else. And if the same genie and everything other genie sense goes outside the head of human and meets with human and asks them, I just asked you a question, did you remember me? Then human says, I don't even know you, what are you talking about? and a human does not even remember what he said from mind, what he talked. I mean, to herself, what he or she said from her mind. They don't even remember. So it's just nonsense talking, which genies and everything has a genie sense. Even God is a genie. They believe that it is true, but the human said. The human does not even remember what they say from mind. So it proves that they don't have consciousness while talking from mind. And they don't know to whom they are talking or they ever talk to anyone from mind. They just understanding thing, which is just investigation, thought, dream or memory or thinking, which is never true for them because they don't see their thought, dream, memory or thinking or dream. So since billions of years, the genies and everything as a genie sense, if they existed before billion years, they are just believing in the life talking from mind to be true, and they continue to live. And other genies too, and they believe what life or human says is true. The life and human does not even know what they said from mind is ever true. And the genies in everything are the genie sense, including God is a genie. So they believe that the life, what life said is true from the mind. I'm sure that you're having a beautiful day. My sperms is a little wet. It needs to be dry. So like when it is dry, so you will be able to see how it looks like. I'm trying to scratch more and more and more to see how it looks like. I'm trying to scratch. I'm trying a new experiment now to see how it actually looks because after scratching it will be looking different, but it shines too much. The shining comes too much now. It shines very much. Mm. It's very beautiful shining, which you can see. It's a beautiful shining. It looks like beautiful. It's very very beautiful. The shining of stars and purity and goodness. It looks very beautiful. Sometimes it changes the color from to different color. So it's my sperm shining, and you can see that it's beautiful. It shines very well, and you can see that some people are in time to win from me from future, and some future from genies from futures come to win from me, but they already lost because I proved many things. Some are like life talking of truth, talking of truth from talking of truth of life is a genie of God. Talking of truth of life is a genie. Talking of truth of life is genie of God. I proved this uh, that life, talking of truth of life is genie of God. That means whatever all genies and all gods are just talking of truth of life from reality. And uh, I told them to practically see whether what I'm saying is true or not. And another thing is, today I proved one major interesting and scientifically proven, you can say, by me, that life talking is nonsense only. If they don't know that genies or gods are asking them question or talking to them, then it's just nonsense talking. Because if any genie or god goes in head of life and says anything, whether they are rich or poor, life says anything, like go to hell or say bad words, it proves that it's just nonsense talking. And genies and gods believe that what they said is true only. If the same genie or god goes in front of uh, uh, life in reality and asks them question, then the life will say, who are humans, they will say that you are good, you are not bad. So it proves that they do nonsense talking only. That means they don't have consciousness while they talk to any genie or god, because they don't know that genie or god is asking them any question. Because they don't hear them, they don't see them. And just nonsense talking. They say anything, and it's useless. They can say anything. Like they will say anything. What they learn, they will say anything. If they ask that question, like, do you want to uh, uh, spend money to anyone? I mean, do you want to give money to poor people? Then they will say yes. But they don't know that when they believe in someone, they get money from genies or gods only. So that money is transferred to others. So if they come to know a reality, that money which they got from genies or god, which is just talking of truth of uh, uh, I mean, which they got uh, uh, from genie or god, by believing in them, and they got the money from their power increased when life talked of truth on them. So the genie if genie or god asked them a question, that do you want the money which you have right now to be donated to poor people? He's very poor, he's very hungry or something. Then the life will say yes. So they will automatically, because the money which genies or gods gives is just uh, you can say the talking of truth of uh, life only, which genies and gods gets, from which they are able to make uh, uh, they believe. Because when life talks of truth on god, then the genies gets believe that they are true. The genies in everything as genies and gets believe that they are true, and from their belief they make money, they convert they believe into money, and they give the money to the life. And uh, then when the life is quiet, they are able to get what they have in head or mind. But the real thing is that the genies in everything as a genie sense are trying to control the life forcefully. They are just talking of truth of life only, and they are nothing else more than that. So voice of mind of life is just talking of truth. And the voice of mind are called as genies. In everything as a genie sense too, sometimes. And those who are other genies or gods they are able to hear the voice of mind, because they are also voice of mind. It's just like when a life sees another life going in front of them, they are able to recognize them, like same body, they are able to understand each other. So the voice of mind is able to understand, I mean, the genies and gods are able to understand the voice of mind of life. So if they were real, if the genies in everything as genie sense or gods were real, they were able to understand what human is saying, what life is saying in reality, and the life would have become true and real. But they are not real, and you can practically test it out. I told about the experiment. If life, if voice of mine is true, and the life says by looking at something that you are God and you will come. If the voice of mine says you are God and you will come, and you are coming, you are God and you are coming now, then immediately when the life says by looking at something, the genie will come, who says he is God, and he's just same as the other genies and gods are in the world of God. The world of God is what actually? Because let me tell you one very good thing. What you see in the belief of reality, which is not seen or heard to life, it's just like you can say it's thought or thinking or dream memory, or you can say it as belief. Belief is a correct word which you can use in a different sense, because the air also comes in belief. The air and nothing also comes in belief, because this is called belief only. Like if I'm trying to move my hand right now, it's belief. It's in belief where I'm moving this like this. You can see this. You can see the distance between the wall and my this sperms. Uh, 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 the sperms that it's air which is transparent, so that is actually belief. So it's belief of the original God, the first God of universe. And in this belief, if the voice of mind, if the life says anything from mind, the belief happens true. I mean, the voice of mind of life is what? When the belief hears it, it makes it happen, because it's the belief of first God of universe. You understand? And belief is what? Property of God only. It's the truth of God, that God is true and I'm true. I proved it. So this is nothing, just a belief where if you just try to, if you want to bring Superman, what do you say? Superman robot. If you want to bring a robot, just try to see a wall. I will just give you an example. You can try to look at my underwear too, my sperm shining too, and try to just believe by looking at my sperm shining, and look carefully from your eyes and just understand how the robot must look like: red color, green color, pink color, or green color, or where he have knowledge of humans. He understands human and he understands life. He is educated. He is like royal. He's from royal family, and he's very well. I mean, he's a good person, very recognized from all universities or all countries or something. So you need to just make a understandable data and of understanding. But you just need to understand, and after you understand, you need to keep your mind clean and say it from mind what you said by saying, robot, you're coming now. What I understood, that robot is coming now, and automatically the robot will come, and he will be automatically understanding the life, who are humans. And even if you say that the plane will come, the plane will come, and that robot, the robot which who comes, he will be having, I mean, he will be same just like other genies, but he will be educated, and whatever you understood and brought from voice of mind, he'll be just like it is. So he's just talking of truth from mind. So from that, he will even have he will change on talking of truth from life only. He will change on talking of truth of life. And if you ask me truly that if you want to bring genies, in everything has a genie sense. Even God is a genie, that who who is just like life are, who is just like humans are, then they will come just like humans are. And you just need to understand that they will not be changing on talking of truth of life, and they will not be changing on talking of truth of life. So if you try to bring these genies in everything as a genie sense, you will understand that the you will just understand that the gods and genies who are already inside the planet or maybe somewhere in the universe, they will lost from these genies. So while you understand that the genies will not change on talking of truth, remember that their name is God, and you believe in God to be true, and God is coming. Before that, you just understand how God will look like: beautiful eye, pink color, red color, or any color. So make sure you don't misuse the genies in everything as a genie sense, whom you will be bringing from the belief of God. And remember that when you practically test and make your army to battle with the existing genies in everything as a genie sense of God's army, make sure that I don't lost from anyone. And you need to be perfect, and you need to be powerful to win from me. And nobody is powerful than me, and I never lost from anyone. I'm just in a hurry right now. I have to go somewhere because of something. Some of my genie says tells me that I have to go because something is going to happen in the world in few seconds or few minutes. Maybe something happened in America. I'm sure about it. So I don't know how the battle will happen from the genies and gods who are already inside the planet from a long time, and they change on talking of truth. They are forced to change on talking of truth. But the genies in everything has a genie sense, including God is a genie who will be coming after you understand of something where you try to create data of understanding, and the data has to be a god with beautiful eyes and small nose and good looking hairs and many things. And he's able, maybe you can add like he's able to fly and levitate or walk on water. Then he will not be changed on he will not be forced to change on talking from reality. So you just imagine what will happen. And you need to remember that you need to make them of belief, in the sense you need to understand that they will be of belief. So you need to be very very quiet, in very quiet place, and make sure that you don't try to cheat. And because if you try to misuse and try to bring genies in different way by doing sin or mistake or by doing adultery to keep your mind clean, then I'll be the one who will be becoming against you. So remember that you have to be true to win, and understand by understand to make beautiful whatever you're trying to bring from your understanding. And after you understood, then you have to say it just from mind that whomever you're calling, that you are true.